and we back with DtaeNoDinero React. It's your boy DtaeNoDinero, new to the channel. I hope you enjoy. We're about to jump into this, the greatest the Larry Bird story ever told. I know we all huge Larry Bird fans here, so let's get into the video. Shout out to the Celtics.
The air. And see, people don't realize how big Larry was either.
6'10".
Yeah. He was 6'10",
yes.
Shooting that fade away from the court. It was nothing you can do about it.
Tell us about it, Sneak. Tell us about Larry Bird.
Seems like you have some experience on this topic.
Tell us.
A lot of experience. I give you a game. Well, Kevin McHale scored 57 one night.
They go to McHale, back to Bird, back to Kevin. Got it. 49 for McHale.
It was a game where I had been playing well for a while and really had a flow where the basket looks big. You step on the floor, you go through warm-ups. As soon as the game starts, the basket looks like it increases in size. And believe me, there's enough games where the basket decreases in size. So when it does increase and you're playing well, you really enjoy it.
Goes to the hoop. Blocked. Back to Kevin. 51.
And the points just kept piling up, and I kept getting the ball in good situations and scoring it.
McHale got it.
I'm going Kevin McHale tough.
54 for McHale.
You know, before you knew it, I looked up on the board, and back in the old Garden, they had the runner that went in the back there, and it said new Celtic team record. I was like, wow, I didn't know that was capable. I thought with Havlicek and the great Celtics of old, I thought wow, that's really something.
And he had about 3 or 4 minutes to go in the game, and we were up by a pretty good margin, and he asked the coach to take him out.
And Kevin McHale's coming out.
And I happened to be standing there, and I told him he better go for 60 because 56 is not enough. That will be broken.
As a matter of fact, towards the end of the game, Larry came
Larry
up
Bird,
and said,
always up for a challenge.
I said, I'm going to come out a minute and a half or 2 minutes ago in the game. Larry came and said, were you crazy? I said, no, I'm had enough, man. We're ahead. And he goes, if I get that hot, I'm not stopping.
McHale had scored 58 points the game before.
Yeah.
And Larry told McHale, I'm going to outscore you the next time we play. What happened to be against the Atlanta Hawks.
So Bird said, I'm going to break your record against Atlanta. Yeah. I'm like, won't get 55, not here.
I walked on the court and we're playing the Celtics. And he tells me, yeah, big fella, you're in a little trouble tonight. So I'm like, who does he think he's talking to? I'm the big dog. You don't get this. So he made a few moves. I stole the ball from him. I went down, took off. I think you can see it on YouTube. Dunked on his head hard. Boom.
Willis down low. Baseline jumper. Willis is left short. The rebound is loose. Taken by Carr. He fakes it and jams it.
Jammer.
Came down another one. Boom.
Taken away by Antoine Carr. Carr can really handle it. 3-on-2. Carr all the way. He jams. Antoine Carr. Now that's one of the baby birds.
Yeah, baby Hawks my behind. You in trouble. And I'm running my mouth, which I shouldn't have done. I guess I got him fired up. Larry just decided, that's it. I'm finna light this whole team up.
Off the pick comes Bird. Bird on the drive. The floater is good. Here's Dennis Johnson front court. Down low for Bird. Great look. Grab 2015. Ainge, a great lead for Dennis Johnson. And the deep left corner. Down low for Bird with position. He fakes it and shoots it good.
The game start, Larry's just, he's making everything. Everybody. I guarded him. Antoine guarded him. Ricky Brown guarded him. It was like he just spread the wealth to everyone.
Bird out of the left corner. The bomb is good.
More than half
Going
the team.
into that game, I thought there might be a ray of sunshine because one of the bellmen told me that he had heard that Larry and a couple of his teammates may have gotten in a little bit late the night before. So I was saying, hey, maybe Larry won't have a real good night.
DJ in the lane. Bird the fall away is good.
To say that Larry had a hot hand is an understatement without question.
He got so hot in that game that you talk about that patented step back. He was doing that step back and he switched it to his left hand 3 separate times in that game.
Dennis Johnson front court. DJ up top. Off the pick comes Bird for the bomb. Got it again.
That's the right hand.
Well, 9 days later, he got that high. I said, "You stopping?" He said, "No, I'm not stopping."
In front court, posted up high is Parrish. Off to Bird for the open 20-footer. It's good. You can't give him that shot.
Okay.
Give him that shot, it's in the well.
That's right.
Larry Bird made about every shot you can imagine in that game.
DJ head of the key. On the left wing, Wedman, down low, Bird. He gets away from the steal. The layup is good.
I'm sure to Larry, the rim seemed like it was about 5 feet wide.
Front court, here's Bird in the corner. Right corner, Bird. Backs in. Posted up, Bird. Takes the jumper and hits it.
Then the count begins. Then people want to know just how many points is he going to get.
Bird's layup is good. And out. 3:15 remaining in the third. Bird posted left. Takes the jumper and hits it again. Boston by 9. Larry Bird is just unconscious.
Larry, that game was unbelievable. Just absolutely unbelievable. Dominique guarded him. Cliff guarded him. Antoine Carr guarded him. I guarded him. Nothing worked.
Outlet pass gets jammed, but he gets it off to DJ. A lead for Bird front court. Bird shoots the jumper right side. Good.
That was a tough night, man. The biggest argument that night is, well, you only scored 6 on me.
But nobody was guarding Bird, were they?
Well, we were trying.
You were trying to.
No, but when a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots, and, Bird talked a lot of trash. In that game, we're on the free throw line, and he literally says, left side over across the 3, and you're listening to him. That's a tough feeling.
2:05 remaining in the third. Bird for the bomb. Got it again. A three-pointer. You're seeing the greatest in the game, Larry Bird. And there are people like Bob Cousy, Casey Jones, Red Auerbach, who think he's the best ever.
Bird got his own, and he started calling his shots. He started saying off the glass. That was the one game that I think he tortured Dominique. He saw Dominique as up-and-coming player, and he just tortured him mentally.
In front court, here's Dennis Johnson. Down low for Bird. Right side, Bird. Bird, the fall-away. Tough shot, and he drills it again. That's his shot.
There's 40,000 eyes on Larry Bird because they knew he was going to get the ball. And we knew it. Our opponents knew it. Now it's just up to them to stop it.
Bird with 8 seconds. Bird on the drive. The runner is good again. You're seeing a greater performance as you'll ever see from Larry Bird.
He was calling shots off the glass. Who's next? Where you want this one from? And he just made one after another.
Here's Bird flashing underneath. A good pass by McHale. They got to get Eddie out of there. McHale, he stubbed his toe. Right corner, Bird, bomb, good. Sideline a moment ago. Doc Rivers back in. Bird. They open the right side. Bird the fall away. He drills it again. That's the best shooting I've ever seen in the game.
Yo, that is NBA range.
Bird with 52. Dennis Johnson, a lead for Bird.
They want him to keep scoring too.
Bird takes the jumper and hits it again.
He is freaking hot,
y'all. Bird has 54. One more basket will tie the record McHale set.
That is a crazy
for
shot.
most points by a Celtic in one game, and McHale didn't set it more than a week ago.
15 seconds of fame.
Bird has 55.
Bird got 55.
He can tie the record with 56.
Amazing. Already.
He does.
That had to be like third quarter.
When he got to about the 55th point, you knew it was something special. Even as a player, and that usually doesn't happen, but we were down so much at the time, you had time to realize the game. And his last shot, he said, in the trainer's lap, coming down the court, which meant it was going to be a 3 and it was going to be awful beats. And then he said, who wants it?
Well, it was one play that Antoine Carr was guarding him.
And he goes to make a move, and I'm thinking, I've got to stop him.
And Antoine let him get the ball, and he was shooting the 3. And Antoine ran at him hard.
I got a few fouls, so I forearmed him.
Fouled him. He fell into our trainer's lap.
He's falling down. He shoots that shot and hollers, money!
It was an N1 3-point shot.
If I was on their team, I would have been falling out in the chairs too.
There's Bird. Bird, 14 seconds, he got fouled. He hit the shot.
Look at them in the background.
And Bird falls into Joe O'Toole. I think it's the greatest shooting exhibition I've ever seen. Larry Bird. What more can you say? Larry Bird, Larry Bird.
You heard what he said, Larry Bird, Larry Bird. Hey, man, I ain't even gonna lie. Y'all heard that new LeBron James song? Well, I like to make music. I consider myself a poet. So I think I might drop a Larry Bird song just for Larry Bird. And it's going to be Larry Bird, Larry Bird, Larry Bird, Larry Bird, Larry. No, I'm messing around. No, you heard what he said, though. Larry Bird, that was one of the greatest shooting exhibitions that he's ever seen. Ever seen. That was back in the 80s. Now, obviously, we got Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant now, you know. But I'm pretty sure if Larry Bird was playing in today's game, he'd be able to keep up with them, if not wash them. He literally just took basketball to a whole other level when he was walking down the court and just doing whatever he wanted to do. And they were professionals. This is the top of the top of the top of the top. You know what I mean? I just feel like Larry Bird had reached a level of consciousness on the basketball court where anything that he wanted to do was going to happen. And I'll be experiencing that sometimes, and I'm pretty sure some of y'all probably have experienced that sometimes. Play sports, you'll be able to relate on a 100% level. But yeah, when this happened to me, promise, no matter what I do, I won't miss. It's just like something, the muscle memory and the way my focus is, it's just like all combined into one. I'm talking like I'm shooting like this, I'm shooting like this. I'm bringing the ball out here and putting it up like that. I'm putting the arc on it high. I'm putting the arc on it straight at the rim. Promise, it goes in. I'm coming in doing floaters. And I wish I had more video proof to show y'all, but unfortunately, as y'all clearly can see, I'm the one doing all of the recording when I go and play basketball. And a lot of times, people don't want to record you if you're going to embarrass them. So, unfortunately, I had to pay for me a cameraman to be able to give y'all some of that good old footage, but you won't be able to just go watch some of my other videos. You can tell that I got a little game in me, but I'm not gonna say I got any type of game like Larry Bird. I'm almost convinced Larry Bird might be the greatest basketball player of all time. Now, I'm not saying this skill wise. I'm just talking about, I am saying this skill wise. I'm not saying it talent wise. Like when I think of talent and I think of skill, I think of skill is something that I can teach myself something to do and become professional at it. Talent is just like me. If I started singing, and I started singing, sounding like Mariah Carey, they'd be like, oh, whoa, she's gifted, she's talented. And the reason why you wouldn't call it gifted, you call it talented, because there's other women or people that sing that are on that level. And then when you reach that one that's like obsessed, like just out the roof, you be like, you are one of a kind, gifted. That's what I think Larry Bird is. You know what I mean? And he's skilled at the same time. His gift doesn't come from his athletic ability. His gift comes from him being able to tap in with his consciousness, yo. Literally. Some people can't tap into that level of consciousness. And I know I'm probably fragmenting here and getting too way off, but I'm telling you, the reason why some of the greatest, they always come across to be these kind of driven people is because they're tapped into that level of consciousness. Now, if you have a different opinion or you got something to add on to what I'm saying, please drop that in the comments. I've been talking for a little while, y'all, and I know it's out of breath for some more, you know. I ain't never out of breath, you know, but at the same time, I don't want to be long-winded. So please be sure to hit that like button if you've been here this far. Check out the Larry Bird playlist too. This video will be a part of it, and just enjoy. But let's get back to the video.
Where he made the shot so well that it's like he almost dunked on me because the ball went down through the net and you could hear that pow. And I'm like, okay. I ran over, picked him up, and said, hey, you a bad boy. And I'm never talking stuff again.
He called it. He said rainbow trainer's lap. You know, and he faded away, hit the shot, and fell into our trainer's lap.
And I think Ricky Brown, I'm not for sure who it was, ran out after him. And he shot this high rainbow. It goes in. Ricky bumps into him and accidentally knocks him on our trainer's lap. So it was exactly what he said. It was an accident, but it was almost fate. And they show a shot of our bench. Cliff Livingston and Eddie Johnson are standing up giving each other high fives. It was pretty awesome.
That's when I got off the bench. I'm waving the towel, slapping each other high fives down the bench, and we having a good time.
Bird takes the jumper and hits it again.
He was so good that night
that the Hawks were giving each other 5.
They all
But
got
the funny
fined.
thing was, he was shooting, and I happened to notice the Hawks players on the bench. They had towels over their heads and stuff like that. So when a guy gets that hot and you're his teammate, all you can do is laugh. I mean, it's hilarious. He's taking the worst shots. He shot 1-on-5 on that
They falling out the
ball. Like he would never shoot a 1-on-5 shot. He was thinking about winning. Like that shot's 1-on-5. Look at, this is the best. Watch when the guy throws a towel up over his head. Watch it.
I think it's Scotty Hastings. He was scoring anywhere on the floor that he wanted.
Is this when the bench was giving each other 5?
And the bench was giving each other 5.
So did you get in a fight with them after the game? Forget Larry. Did you get anybody on? Because you giving 5, he's scoring on me.
Every one of those guys got fined $3,000.
Okay, good.
They got fined $3,000, right?
Yes.
Now, we watching the film the next day, and we looking at everybody. Now, Fratello fined everybody $3,000, but what y'all didn't see was he was sitting down like,
Well, the next game, Fratello told me, Ricky Brown, Sly Williams, Eddie Johnson.
That's like 15 to 20,000
his room after we get out. If we get settled in our room, come up to his room. He had the game on.
Yeah, it was the best film session. Every time when I see Mike, we still laugh.
God,
it was
so good.
It was the greatest film session ever because back then you didn't have you watched the real game and just went with a video, and Mike rewound the celebration 20 times. He just kept not the shot, he just kept rewinding it, showing the guys. You remember they're giving each other high five.
And then somebody falls off the bench.
Yeah,
too.
that was Eddie Johnson.
Yeah.
Eddie Johnson falls off the bench in laughter. And Antoine Carr and Cliff gives each other high five. And our film session was 20 minutes of that. And Fratello wouldn't let it go. He just kept rewinding.
We sit on the couch elbowing each other like laughing. Just, man, look at that.
Listen, the coach was trying to shame them for the way that they acted, okay? So I want to ask y'all right now, y'all personal opinion, drop in the comments. In that room, after the coach then showed you the video 20 times, would you start to feel bad? Like, all right, coach. Or would you just throw 10 toes down and be like, nah, man, hey, I'll pay the fine and not do it again? Because me personally, that's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity right there. They probably never seen a basketball player do that ever again. And to be on a basketball court with the person experiencing it first eye view. Listen, we're listening to the stories right now, and some people don't even believe it. Sitting up here telling these kids nowadays how great Larry Bird was back in the day. They're like, Larry Bird, he this, he that. He can't keep up with these. Listen, that's the reason why being in that experience is the most important thing. And I would have thrown 10 toes down to my coach. Like, listen, coach, I ain't got nothing to say. It's in the past. It happened. And I would do it again. But drop in the comments what you think, man. Let's finish the video off. We only got a few more minutes, y'all. Be sure to like the video, too, y'all. Come on now. It's your boy DtaeNoDinero, man. And I'm rocking my Celtics jersey, man. What y'all thinking about the Celtics? You feel me? What y'all think, bro? What y'all talking about? You feel me? Come on, man. Tap in with you, man. Hit the like button. Silly.
Mike Fratello said, man, look at him. He's kicking our tail, just wearing us out. And you guys on the bench high-fiving each other. That's going to cost each one of you guys $100. I left out of the room and said, that's the best $100 seat I ever had.
Oh, coach. He stood on his business.
Well, he has the record, and McHale goes over to congratulate him. McHale, Ainge, Larry Bird has 57 points, an all-time Boston record for one game.
Still close friends to this day.
And McHale had set the record less than 2 weeks ago. Bird, foul shot, got it. Bird has 58.
I always considered myself a confident player. Kevin McHale was a very confident player. Cedric Maxwell, Tiny Archibald, right down the list.
Y'all. I don't know why.
But Larry was at a whole nother level.
The bad time for the wind be blowing.
And
a great video.
I mean, he really, really believed that he was a great player and really believed he could score on anybody at any time, double teams, anything. And he had an array of shots. He had a variety of step backs and in-betweens and left hand and right hand. And It's pretty incredible.
And with 3 seconds, Bird will try another jumper and hit it at the buzzer.
Another jumper at the
Bird
buzzer.
has 60 points. Larry Bird scored 60 points. Look at the Boston players mob him. Larry Bird scored 60. It is the greatest shooting exhibition I've ever seen in my life. Larry Bird, one more impossible shot after the other.
It's just one of those days where you walk away and understand how great the NBA players are, but then the superstars, what a different level they're at.
It taught me, when you got guys like him, Michael Jordan, those guys that have that next gear, don't get them started.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Let's get right to the Larry Bird show. I mean, this was Larry Bird's night. 60 points down in New Orleans. They're playing the Atlanta Hawks. And just minutes ago, Larry talked to our own Gil Santos down in New Orleans.
I knew I could get 56, 57, but I didn't know about 60, so I think Kevin made a big mistake. He should have tried to get 60, 62, because he had plenty of time left. I don't think anybody at the time realized I had that many points, but still, the records are made to be broken, and it just happened tonight.
And on that note, what do y'all think? Please drop in the comments whether it's a good video, a great video, or a glorious video. Throw your own little salt, pepper on it. Or seasoned salt. I don't care. But I think the video was great. I've watched this story plenty of times, and I've given different reactions to it. If you want to see those, please check out the Larry Bird playlist in my timeline or on my page as well. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to catch up on all the videos that I watched. I do want to give a little different breakdown this time because the video was a little bit more into detail. This time, this video went more into detail of how that game played out. There were a lot of things that was said that I could talk about, but I don't want to be long-winded. I do pay attention to the comments. Basically, what I'm saying, I don't want to be long-winded. The man said it himself. When you see them playing against professional basketball players is one thing, but playing against superstars, you don't want to get on their bad side. And to be honest with you, when you think about it, Steph Curry probably had people going crazy on the bench. Kobe definitely had the opponents going crazy on the bench. And I mean, that's what I meant for Steph Curry. We hear about Larry Bird having his own opponents going crazy on the bench. And y'all tell me who else. But I can't recall. I ain't even gonna say it. It's your boy DtaeNoDinero. We out. Peace. Let's get it. Silly. And like the video.